I love it for you. And I hope that you are seeing that all this hard work is to align your light and your shadow together to charge forward with that balance, okay? Never fear your shadow. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of who we all are. We all have a shadow. I have a shadow. Oh, cool. King of Wands is the clarifier for the devil. This is Hi, Aries. Welcome to Modern Maven Tarot. I'm Andrea Elizabeth, and whenever this reading shows up on your timeline, this message is for you. Thank you for joining me today. Right off the bat, got some very fiery, forward-moving energy. So I hope you really are connected to that fire within you and making sure that you are doing something that really ignites the creativity within, okay? And this doesn't have to be, you know, changing careers, but just allowing yourself to create and making sure that you put time into your schedule to do that. Also getting some really rapid energy coming with this fire. So if you are feeling like you have a fire lit underneath you, now is the time to take action on something, whether it be if you are looking for a new career, or if you are looking for a new relationship, or you're looking to spice things up in a current relationship. I'm just getting a very motivated, passionate energy for this week. So I am excited for you. Very important to always keep in mind though, that shadow energy, that if there are power struggles, some sort of block or limitation when it comes to our ego, that we always go within, okay? That's what sparks this new forward moving energy, this like fresh start. It comes from making sure that those lessons that are learned from our shadow, we incorporate into our lives, okay? And if you haven't done your shadow work, the shadow work journal that I love is in my link tree under my YouTube bio. So please do check it out. It's less than 5 minutes for each entry. There's amazing affirmations that are in there too. It's wonderful. So please check it out. Yeah, multitasking too. There's luck too, to make sure that you stay grounded, okay? So if you are looking to change careers, it might be your passion project on your free time while still having your regular job, but there's something here to progress and finding luck and finding expansion with that grounded Capricorn disciplined energy, okay? So we have to make sure that we temper the flame and that it stays grounded. Like think of it as a campfire, all right? Instead of a torch, you know, like trying to burn others before you get burned, think of this campfire that provides warmth and stability, all right? Like that's really the energy I think you can be utilizing, okay? All right, something definitely feels off balance, so let's see what that is. All right, what do we got for Aries? Also, Aries, don't forget to hit that like button, comment if it resonates in a certain way, and thank you to all my new subscribers. Okay. Definitely strong Pluto and Aquarius energy. So I'm getting a strong indication when it comes to our relationships. If there is some sort of clashing or power struggle, we have to put it into the lens of what Pluto and Aquarius brings with that transformation. Because remember, the transformation collectively comes from within all of us separately and then transforms the collective, okay? So when it comes to your relationships, do be mindful of these little nudges of the Aquarian wind that are trying to guide you into certain areas to transform. Okay, well, that's why that shadow energy was so strong. That is great to see, though. Okay, energy coming in from the past and from last week into this week is the Queen of Swords. This is having very strong boundaries, all right? But however, we do have to be mindful to let the water in. Even though the Queen of Swords, she can be perceived as cold and dismissive. So there's something here to, I believe, connected to your shadow, you know, like a guard you put up emotionally to protect you from people entering into your energy. Do you know what I mean? Like There's something that we need to decipher whether or not this is a boundary to protect us out of intuition, or a boundary out of fear that our shadow doesn't want to get burned, and so we'll close off before we can let somebody in. Also, this is related to legal matters. So if you are going through a legal matter, it might be unearthing some shadow energy in you at this time. But you have to really make sure that the decisions that you make, you're balancing the ego and the higher self. You can't just go on what has happened in the past, that's going to be how it is, without really getting all the pieces of the puzzle together first. All right. But do protect your throat chakra. That's very important. Queen of Swords is always an indicator to make sure you protect your throat chakra from negative energy. But seeing as how the devil is the energy for this week, this is where, like I said, I'm thinking that this is in fact more of fear-based protection versus intuition guiding you to protect you, okay? Because the devil is your shadow. It is that fear, okay? And so we really, like I said, we have to turn around and remember that whatever we're blocking out of fear, when we do that shadow work and we go within and we see why we make the choices we make, we think the things that we think, that's when we can unlock moving forward in a new direction. Why that Pluto energy was coming in, that Pluto and Aquarius energy. When you turn around and you face your shadow, you just realize it's a part of who you are. And the more we don't face it, the more we project onto other people our own shadow, and then we see their shadow more prominently, right? Because our shadow wants to keep us kind of safe, like it thinks it's keeping you safe, even though it's keeping you stuck in a cycle. But there's comfort in the familiar, even if what's familiar isn't good for you. So just turn around and face it, because that's when you unlock all of this too. And what I love, because next week's energy is a strength card. This is warm, amazing energy that is self-disciplined and has gentle power. So this is what I want from fire signs. It's ruled by Leo, your fellow fire sign. And this gentle power is how you use your fire, okay? Like this is what, when we have a healed shadow, this is what results, okay? Calm self-discipline. So that's too where that grounded, you know, the campfire visualization was coming in my head. It's because of this. Like this is that concept. It's grounded, it's disciplined, right? And then so too, let's say you do have your like shadow healed. Like this is you learning that lesson, okay? And so tarot is always a choice in which direction you take, but this is clearly a progression here, especially from the devil to the strength. And so I love seeing that calm, warm energy coming in there. Now, let's get some clarifiers. I want to see why the Queen of Swords is here. Energy from last week. Oh, very cool. Okay, so this really indicates that this is you changing your perspective, that you are seeing the patterns. And you really just have to remember that after the 10 comes a 1, okay? And whatever lessons you're learning, this is meant to take you to the next level, to the next chapter. And this is ruled by Saturn and Sagittarius. So this is some sort of lesson connected to you with how you interact with others. Like this is really related to your relationships and how you show up for relationships. And then, like I said, when we get that aha moment with our shadow, and when we project out of fear, you know, because that can be a shadow side of Aries, is being like blunt and bold, but bold in like a negative way, you know, like reactionary. So that's just something where I think this is a wonderful progression, okay? And so I love it for you. And I hope that you are seeing that all this hard work is to align your light and your shadow together to charge forward with that balance, okay? Never fear your shadow. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of who we all are. We all have a shadow. I have a shadow. Oh, cool. King of Wands is the clarifier for the devil. This is you mastering that. So this is what I was saying. Like, this is you learning those lessons that you need to learn in order to move forward. This is also ruled by Cancer and Leo. And then there was that Cancer energy with the relationships. And so, like I said, this is something about healing how we show up in our relationships. And this has been a message you've almost gotten since at least summer 2023. But you're really stepping up into understanding your control over a situation when it comes to how you show your fire, okay? And there's so much luck coming in because of you answering that wake-up call that Pluto and Aquarius, the judgment era, is bringing in, is taking ownership. That's really what it is, taking ownership of your shadow. This is so amazing to see all this fire, because Sagittarius is fire too. Don't forget that. All right, let's clarify the Strength card. Why is the Strength card here in the future for Aries? All right, Strength card. I just love that this is, see, now that's, and this is new perspective, okay? So there's some sort of situation or even thought process where we've been through it so many times, right? We've now got that knowledge because we've been through this so many times. The Five of Swords indicates needing to walk away from something, knowing when to walk away, working on your boundaries, admitting it's okay to lose. Because that's something too, I mean, Aries, like, you don't want to lose. You know, you're bold and you're fearless and you're ready to take charge and you are a confident leader. But sometimes we need to take a step back. And so what I love is because of Strength, self-disciplined, right? Gentle power. That's when you turn your direction. You don't need to charge and like dominate or fight. Do you know what I mean? And that's the lesson. I feel like your shadow puts you in this cycle where you get into a situation, you have to assert yourself. You do it with that Aries fire, but not realizing where it's coming from. And now you're starting to connect the dots because of this King of Wands energy. I absolutely love this. I hope you're giving yourself a big hug. I'm giving you a big warm Pisces hug right now because this is amazing to see such an important life lesson that is clearly going to be taking you somewhere new. Okay, so let's get an empowering question that is going to help Aries continue to take ownership of their shadow, embrace their shadow, and lead with confidence, knowing when to let others in. Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, so I don't even know if I've ever gotten this one before. Is there something in my life that makes me forget time while I'm doing it? What is it? Okay. The reason why I think this is an empowering question is because when your shadow tries to keep you in a cycle, it distracts you from shifting your energy to what keeps your vibration high, right? Like your shadow keeps you in low vibration and wants to keep you where you are. So the way that you can shift that is, what is this that makes you forget time while you're doing it? And when your shadow like pulls you down, shift to that, right? Lift your vibration up with that. That's amazing. I'm actually going to pull an archetypal card because I want to see what archetypal energy is affecting you. This can be you or somebody in your life. So always take it how it resonates, okay? Okay. The other thing too, like you have that hero energy with you. So that's another thing that's interesting. It's like, the light side is you want to be the bold leader, the confident leader, because you want to help protect, right? And then that's when your shadow can use it against you, unfortunately, where out of fear, it feels like it needs to burn other people before you get burned, all right? So there's a big difference there. The addict, all right, light attributes help you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes, compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Now, this doesn't have to be addiction when it comes to like, you know, the idea of like drugs and alcohol. You can be addicted to a thought process. You can be addicted to the reactionary behavior that comes when you are triggered. So there's something to that where you have to dive deeper into what that means. And then this red is clearly indicating your fire, Aries. So, oh, I didn't even see this. I was about to close that. Oh, and I love this because this is important to the Five of Swords. So engineer, light attributes, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Again, leader, right? Shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. That, I think, is the shadow side. Like you want to shut people out before they can get to you. And that's not, like, there's a lesson there when it comes to that with this gentle power. But that's where being the leader and being that warmth, and like this is a lesson when it comes to knowing when to walk away, knowing when to stand down is really what I'm getting. Stand down from an argument or a certain conflict. Very interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aries. Again, please do hit that like button and subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. And always remember to shine your inner light, Aries. You've got this.